Welcome to the first ever BeerGenius cooking show. I was hungry, I was going to make some lunch, so I decided to make a cheddar ale soup with broccoli. A lot of you have seen this in sort of a broccoli cheddar soup format. We're going to do something a little bit different. I don't have any chicken stock handy, so I'm using beer instead. We have a wonderful, absolutely wonderful Boulevard Irish Ale that we're going to rock out in place of our chicken stock, and just sort of see how that goes. So I'm laying my ingredients out here. Got my pan heated up, and we're going to get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I put a little butter in my pan here, just about a tablespoon or so. By the way, I've never done a cooking show before. This is totally new to me, so bear with me here. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Just going to toss a little butter in my pan here. Second of all, I'm going to chop up my onions. Yeah, that's probably fine for onions for right now. I'm going to go ahead and toss those in my pan and brown them up really nicely. Alright, I've sauteed our onions here. I'm going to go ahead and pour our beer in. Give it a whirl here, see what happens. Say that a lot, don't I? Deal. I like it. So now we're going to turn up the heat just a little bit. While that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my broccoli here. I'm going to make sure it's washed. Just give it a quick chop. We're actually going to end up pureeing the soup after we heat it up here and cook the components in it, so it's not that important that they're real fine, but they will soften up quite a bit quicker. My mom told me when I was little that I only needed to eat the tops of the trees, so that's what I still adhere to that today, by the way. Excellent. Just stirred in my broccoli here. I'm going to soften it up just a bit. And we'll cover it and leave it for a couple minutes. Meanwhile, while my broccoli is softening up here, I'm going to go ahead and mix some flour and some milk together. And just kind of make a thickening agent later that'll really give our soup some body later on, in addition to the cheese that we're going to put in there. So just do about a half a cup of flour, about a cup and a half of milk, and I'm actually using skim there, so I'm going to mix a bit of half and half in as well. Just give it a richer flavor here. That's good. And I'll take my whisk. Just get that going together, like strawberries and cheesecake. It'd be excellent, really very good. I'm going to go ahead and remove the pan from the heat. We're going to transfer it over to the blender here and do a little pureeing. Make everything nice and smooth for our soup. Got all the gunk that I just cooked in this pot in the blender. We're going to add our milk. Be sure to take the pan off the heat. Add our milk in there. And we're going to give it a whirl. Here we go. Here we go. Should be good. to the heat here. We've got a nice broccoli milk puree. And we're going to stir in our cheese. Now you can really use any sort of cheese you want. You can use like a Gouda or like a cheddar. Typically something that is a little softer and has some serious flavor to it will probably do just fine. I'm going to add just a bit of some mustard in here. Give it kind of some interesting flavor. Stir it in slowly. Alright, I've got almost everything in here. I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste, just to make sure I didn't do too little or too much of anything in particular. It's maybe a little salty for my taste. Maybe put a little bit too much. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to stir in a little more milk here, a little half and half, just to sort of thin it out a little bit. Kind of mild the taste a little, make the taste just a bit more mild. Needs a bit more salt, and I think we might be ready to go. Let's give that a taste now. That's delicious. That is done with Boulevard's Irish Ale. It's a really sort of an interesting malty sweet character to it. I sort of cooked the beer, reduced it down just a little bit, so it really left the remnants of what that beer is all about. Now you see the mess I've made, but look at this phenomenal soup. Absolutely amazing. We pureed the broccoli here. Stirred in everything very, very slowly. It's got some nice onions, shallots, cheese, lots of cheese. And, you know, I think this will turn out just fine. So, thanks for watching. We're going to prepare it in just a moment. Okay, so I've just dished out our cheddar ale soup here. Made some crostinis, dressed it up a little bit. We're going to do just a bit of paprika on the top of these, give it a little color. Delicious. And we're going to top it with a bit of cheese. And just a bit of parsley for more color. And that, my friends, is BeerGenius' first cooking show. Cheers.